So, for our last meeting, our first meeting, we weren't able to get through all the curriculum we wanted to get through during the meeting. So, I was gonna show you about arrays and dictionaries, but I ran out of time because we kind of started a little late since we were waiting for people to come in. So I'm basically gonna show that to you right now, since we're not really gonna have time to fit that into our next meeting. And feel free to look at this if you want to. You don't have to, but the point is just to kind of make you aware of how arrays and dictionaries are used in Swift. And I guess dictionaries are a little bit different from what you might see in like Java, for example, because I know a lot of people in the club have know Java through school. So and there are some differences in arrays too in Swift as well. So yeah, I'll show you, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna show you arrays first, and so I'm gonna make an array in Swift called homework. So you would do that by making it a variable, or you can make it a constant with the like keyword. But for now, I'm gonna make it a variable since I want to modify it. Okay. So var homework, and then I would specify the type of the array and that it is an array too, and I would do that using these brackets and the type of the elements in the array. So the brackets denote, or the brackets here, oops, the brackets denote that it is an array, and then I can add the elements of a certain type. So I would use string to denote the actual elements. Okay, and then so since this is an array of my homework, I guess I'll add stuff, certain elements to it that I like that are my actual homework. So for example, I might add like biology lab, math assignment, and English essay. Okay, great. Yeah, so that's basically how you construct an array in Swift. Pretty simple. Alright, so now, let's say that I have something. Oh yeah, so here's actually something that's pretty interesting about Swift arrays, is that unlike Java, you can actually add new elements to it, and you can actually change its size. Like in Java, for example, you can't do that. You would have to make a new array, uh, concatenating like the new elements, or like the old array and the new elements you want to add to it if you want to add new elements to an array. But in Swift, the arrays work more like array lists, so you can actually easily add elements and remove them, insert elements, so it's great. Okay, or add and insert is the same thing, but yeah, sort of same thing. Okay, anyways, so you would add elements to the end of an array using the append function. So for if say I have another piece of homework I have to do, like English reading maybe. Okay, so I would add to the homework array using the method append, and as you can see, it pops up. Yeah. Okay, and so English reading. So now if I look at the array, what's nice about playgrounds is they let you see all the things you make. But so now if you look at the array, instead of just having 3 elements, I now have a 4th, and that's my English reading since I use the append function. Great. Okay. So also like something that's pretty basic, like if you wanna access an index in the array and access the element at a certain index, you can access that by putting in the index in brackets next to the array. So if I'm accessing the number 2 index, or the 3rd element in the array, that would be the English essay, right? So that's what it shows here. Yeah, so that's how you access the elements. Okay, now if you want to remove something in the array, so let's say I finished, like, remove something at a certain index. So let's say I finished my math homework, my math assignment. I would be able to use the method remove at index. So homework, whoops, dot remove at index. So my math assignment is at index 1. It's the second element, so I'm going to put 1. Yeah, and then it also, the interesting thing about remove index is that it returns the element that you're actually removing. Like, the other things, like this is void, it's not really returning anything. Like this just shows the array, but it's not actually returning anything. But here, you're actually returning the element you're removing. So now if I look at the, whatever, the array again, my homework array, yeah. You can see that my math homework is no longer in it. Alright. Okay, great. So that's arrays. So now I'm gonna go over, yeah, I don't think I need to, I mean, you can look this stuff up also. I mean, there's definitely no need for you to memorize it. Like, I forget the syntax all the time, and you can look it up in the documentation. It's really easy. It's just to kind of expose to you, you know, stuff in Swift. All right, so now I'm gonna talk about dictionaries. So dictionaries, if you haven't been exposed to them before, I know in Java they're like, at least in AP Computer Science we didn't really use dictionaries much. We used like, I think we use hash maps like really occasionally. So how dictionaries work is that they have a key, a key and a value. And so to access like a value, or so keys are the way to access the values in the dictionary. And so if you type in a certain key, you'll be able to access that value. Yeah, pretty simple. All right. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna like construct a dictionary so you guys can actually see. So I'm gonna make a dictionary of famous people with the keys being their first names and their last names being the values. Okay, so they're famous people. Oops. Equals right, and this is also denoted by brackets, but it's a little bit different within the brackets because you're gonna put a colon. Oh, okay, I'll show you. So who's a famous person? I guess Derek Jeter. How about that? Famous Yankees player. Okay. So there, that's one example. And then who's somebody else that's famous? Kanye West. Oops. West. And I might put somebody like myself. I'm famous. No. Okay. Okay, so that's how you would construct a dictionary. And like to make this a little bit neater, I'm just gonna like press tab a few times. Okay, great. So that's how you construct a dictionary. Now if you want to, so the interesting thing about a dictionary also is that the order does not matter. So if you notice, I put the different elements in the dictionary in a certain order. Like I put Derek Jeter first, Kanye West second, me last. But if you look at the dictionary here, it's like in a completely different order. Like I'm first, Derek Jeter's second, Kanye's last. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, the order doesn't really matter. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. So now if I want to append to a dictionary, I would just make like a new key and value. So famous people, who's somebody else that's famous. I've been watching a lot of Filthy Frank on YouTube lately, so right, that's how you construct a new one. Yeah. So now if I wanna, yeah, so that's how you would add. So if I wanna add, I mean, look at what the dictionary is now. Yeah. You can see that, whoops. Okay. You can see that Filthy Frank has been added to the dictionary. Great. So now if I want to remove any of the elements in the dictionary, I would use the method remove value for key. So dictionary. So if I want to remove myself, since I'm not technically famous, I would use that method. Remove value for key. Oops. In parentheses, the name of the key. So that would be me, since my name is the key, or the first name is the key. And that would remove me from the dictionary. Oh, not dictionary. Whoops, I mean famous people. Okay, right, because we're taking away from that specific dictionary. So now if I look at the dictionary, you can see I'm not in it anymore. So yeah, that basically sums up everything I was gonna talk about. I mean, it's not important that you memorize all this. You can look up the documentation. But yeah, so this is basically it. I hope you guys come to the next meeting. All right.